This is how I feel. It was the longest travel day ever.
We're here in New York. We made it.
That's the good news.
My travel day was pretty easy. Mine was, my flight didn't get cancelled. I went to the airport and I got on my plane and I flew here.
My travel day.
Where were you?
In Birmingham, Alabama. I get a notification on my phone that my flight from Charlotte to LaGuardia was canceled. There's no longer any flights to New York City left. The closest I could get was Long Island. So I flew from Birmingham to Philadelphia. My phone vibrates. I look down. My flight is canceled. So second flight canceled. So then I'm like, decision made. I'm taking the train. And then took a train from Philly to New York and arrived at 10:30 p.m., which was about 2 hours earlier than I was supposed to originally get here.
Yeah. We're staying at the Hilton Garden Inn.
Yeah, really local New York. We wanted to go very authentic.
That's right.
This is our bed. Typical New York view.
You can see a brick building.
The bathroom, which is bigger than our apartment bathroom.
That's a bright bathroom. Day one in New York City. So we got up and we got moving. I can't turn the TV. Oh, there we go. We got some breakfast, and our first stop was a NBC studio tour at Rockefeller Center.
You have to stand by the sign and point to it. Point, point, point. There you go. It was really cool. I'm a big SNL geek. I'm a big Tonight Show fan.
Mm-hmm.
And when we booked the tour, they can't guarantee what studios you're gonna see. Mm-hmm. We got to go into Studio 8H, which is home to Saturday Night Live.
And that was really cool.
Yeah.
That was probably the highlight.
I was geeking out because they were building the sets for this week's show, or this weekend's show.
And then we got to go into the studio where they filmed The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. And actually, because they're on a off week this week, we got to go backstage, which they don't normally do.
It's a floor below the actual studio. And
we got taken back into the small room which has the Muppet pipes.
The Muppet pipes, they came about because Jim Henson was on the show when Parr was the Tonight Show host. Mm-hmm. And basically the story goes, all the Muppet people got really bored during the day. And so they found this like utility closet with like these open pipes.
Just open pipes.
And they decided to turn the pipes into Muppets. So they literally like glued fur and like painted all this like faces and all these designs on these pipes. And when Jimmy Fallon brought the show back from California, because it got moved, Johnny Carson moved the show from New York to California, but when it came back with Jimmy Fallon, he like found out about the Muppet pipes and like wanted to make this thing of it. And then to end the tour, they take you into this like fake, it's not a fake studio, it's like a mini studio of the Tonight Show.
I mean, it's a fake studio.
It is a fake studio. And you get to film with your group, your tour group, you get to film your own version of the Tonight Show.
30 rock and roll band!
So then we went into FAO Schwartz, the toy store. Sam is in the car section.
I know, I want something. Look, I could buy this for Dad.
Check out that swag.
It's like he wants a hug. From there, we
walked through Central Park.
We did. I was trying to remember. We walked straight up Central Park.
It was a long day.
And we basically walked almost
the whole
to the entire
length,
Central Park. It was we were there a long time.
We ended in Strawberry Fields at the Imagine Memorial. came back to the hotel.
Yeah, we walked back down.
Got some bagels.
We got some bagels.
New York bagels. You have to do it.
And then came back to the hotel and relaxed a little bit. And then it was time to go to the Empire State Building.
We were trying to time it. Well, we were trying to time it that we would get there for golden hour.
Yeah, we wanted that sun
where
to be
everything
just
looked beautiful.
going down. It was freezing. Like,
yeah. By the time
Kelly,
we were ready to
Kelly
go
was
inside.
there with her hands in her pockets, and she's like, "Oh, this is nice," and my hands are numb holding
when
the camera.
wind caught my face, I was like, we've been out here like 20 minutes. I'm good to go down.
Yeah.
And we met up with our friend Dorian.
Dorian, we
on
walked
Times
around.
Square.
We walked around Times Square in Midtown, and
We
had
saw
a great
the
time.
public library. Went to Bryant Park.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Was this a video?
Day 2 in New York City.
We just got back to the hotel after seeing
Just walked
Frozen.
in.
I just want everyone to know that as we walked into our hotel room, Sam said Frozen was his favorite musical that he's seen to date.
Yeah.
And I'm not making fun of you for that. You were like excited, like moderately excited to see Frozen on Broadway.
Sure.
But I was like really pumped, and I really liked it too. But
Yeah.
Sam
But
was impressed.
the thing is that the two leads, Anna and Elsa, were like incredible singers, and the special effects were amazing.
Okay, first let me get their names right. I knew Casey
It was Elsa.
Levy as Elsa was gonna be like a diva. I've seen, like, in a good way, like she was just gonna own the stage. But in my humble opinion, Patty Murin, who played Anna, I was not expecting it. I know this
Yeah.
sounds terrible. I'd seen her perform as Anna on TV, like the songs, and I was kind of just like, oh, she's cute. But like in person and on
No.
stage, and she was just so funny. Like
was
I
really
couldn't
good.
stop watching her. She was just fantastic. And the special effects were incredible. I had gotten advice that I should not sit in the orchestra, that we should get either mezzanine or
Mhm.
balcony, and we got mezzanine, and we were like
Yeah.
midway back.
Perfect seats.
Because they do all this crazy projection on the floor and on
Yeah.
like the pillars and
No.
the proscenium and like everywhere in the theater, and so we could see it all.
We had the perfect seats. Okay, so earlier today, after we got up a little late, we got ready and we left our hotel room, and we had my first experience on the subway. First stop was the 9/11 Memorial.
In a museum. It was just a very like surreal experience because I have very vivid memories of 9/11, and like I just remember what my emotions were and how I felt like when it happened, and I think that's the first museum I've went to about something that I lived through, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it was even I remember living on the other side of the world, where I was and what I was doing when 9/11 happened.
I think the cool part of it is you're not, for the majority of the museum, you're not looking at things through a glass case. They actually like have it where you can kind of like interact with
Yeah,
it.
you can touch
like you
some of the
walk around
stuff
with it. You can
and-
touch
yeah.
some of like the pieces of steel
Yeah.
from the buildings.
The full steel beams have been folded in half. You can run your hands over, and it's pretty incredible. And then what did we do?
We went to the Statue of Liberty and froze our butts off.
Well, we took a nice stroll. We walked from the memorial down to Battery Park, and it was a really nice walk. It's a nice area of town.
And where are we going?
We are going to Battery Park to take the ferry to the Statue of Liberty.
Yay! Sam, what was your impression? I've been to the Statue of Liberty before, but I want to hear what you thought of it.
So when we first arrived at the ferry dock, I looked across the water and I was like, oh, it's not as big as I thought it would be. Or it's not, I mean, it's impressive, but...
She's a little lady. No,
But when we got there, you know, I was mistaken. Like, it's pretty impressive. But we got there onto Liberty Island and we walk out and you get a free audio tour. So we picked up our audio tours and we walk out there, and the first view you get is you're directly behind the Statue of Liberty, looking straight at it, and you've got the skyline off to your left, and I mean, it's impressive. It's really, really cool.
Behind the scenes story of how the statue
I was gonna quiz you.
Quiz me.
About the audio tour.
Yeah.
What shape is the base of the Statue of Liberty in?
It's a star, and it was
Why is it a star?
It was originally a fort.
What was the name of the fort?
Fort Wood, and it was used to protect the harbour. And a lot of people actually think that it was built to hold the Statue of Liberty, but that's false. Statue of Liberty was placed on top of Fort Wood.
But why was it a star shape?
Because of vantage points all around the harbour.
Yep.
Right?
But there's
Gives
like
you vantage points.
They said another reason why it's a star shape.
Let me just take this. During that audio tour, I'm not gonna lie.
Sam was zoning out. That's why I'm quizzing him.
No, I was filming and taking a ton of photos. So Kelly tapped me on the shoulder and she's like, let's speed this up just a little bit more. And so from there, we took the ferry onto Ellis Island, which has the immigration building.
Yeah, it's where all the immigrants came from Europe.
Where the boat would dock
1954.
and they would get off the boat and go into this giant hall. And I mean,
I enjoyed that museum too.
I enjoyed that a lot, yeah.
Because it walks you through, it's another audio tour.
It's the whole process of the immigration.
That's the basis.
When they came in.
It's a pretty simple museum, but you literally just walk through like what it would be like if you arrived
Step
off
by
the
step.
boat.
Yeah.
I think for me, like one of the most powerful moments in that museum was the staircase of separation, which is out of the big hall that like basically you were like processed through.
Yeah.
And the staircase has like three different paths, three. It's divided by two rails that run down the middle. And left meant you were
good to go.
Good to go. You were like going
you took a straight left turn to pick up your bags, and
if you were in the left lane, that meant that like your end goal was to live in New York City.
Yeah.
And so you just like took the ferry to New York.
And you get to start your new life.
If you were in the right lane, it meant that you had passed immigration, but you were gonna go like elsewhere in the country. So they would literally pin your train ticket. These people.
Your jacket. It was really cool. It was well worth going. And then from there, we took the ferry back to Battery Park, and we came back to a hotel and relaxed. And
then went to a pizza place.
Oh yes, we got some authentic New York pizza, which was
delicious.
Oh my gosh.
I love pizza. So, and then we went to our show.
Then we went to the show, and now we're here, and now we're gonna sleep.
Hi.
Hello. Day number 3.
So today was the whole reason we came to New York.
Yes.
2 years ago.
And it was
in 2.
A day the whole reason we came, and we couldn't even film it.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a short little segment.
Yes.
But we bought tickets 2 years ago to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 1 and 2.
Yes.
It did not disappoint. Oh, it was so good.
So when they first brought the show to the States after it premiered in London, they put the tickets on sale, and we bought them as soon as they came on sale in the States.
Yeah, I entered a lottery, and I won the lottery, so I was eligible to buy the tickets.
The chance to buy tickets.
Yeah, I didn't even.
And we managed to get them, but the earliest date we could book was 2 years in advance. Finally, we got the chance to see it.
It was incredible.
Yes, it was.
We're not gonna give away any spoilers because hashtag keep the secrets.
Yes. But it was phenomenal. It was...
Okay, first off, so it's 2 parts.
Yeah, so...
And each part is 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours long. So what was your favorite part?
If you don't want to know anything at all about the plot, just fast forward like 30 seconds. Okay, good. There's Dementors in the story.
Oh, yeah.
They are like
Wow.
freaking crazy. Like,
Yeah, it's a wild time.
I don't even know how to describe it. They float through the entire theater.
Yeah.
And the way they're lit.
Yeah.
It's like literally how they look in the movie.
Yeah,
but
it's
like they're in
crazy.
front of you. Like
Yeah.
the fabric is like flowing out in space.
They
like,
they look identical to what they do in the movies.
but
they're
you're not
like-
watching it through a TV
they're legit.
screen and they're not CG. They are physically in front of you.
Yeah.
What was
That's
your
good.
favorite part?
The very vague, but the special effects are unbelievable. The only thing that I'll say, one of my favorite parts, special effects wise, was there was one specific fight scene that they have. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In Act 2 of Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And with their wands, with their spells, and the way that that's just crazy effects on stage that look so realistic.
I mean, they are
It's-
real.
And it's real, but
like
it's it's unbelievable how they've done it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would also say, no spoilers. When people have spells cast upon them and their bodies react in certain ways, like in some examples, or objects,
Yeah.
things go flying through the air.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it because it's not a wire. So tomorrow we're flying out. I'm going to California for work.
Yes.
Sam's going back to Florida to take care of our dog who's at the kennel
Yes.
and hates us.
He is gonna be very happy and very mad at the same time.
So see you later. Bye.
Bye.